up, guys? Welcome back to the BSGL. Today we are going through the rest of October and about 2 weeks into November. This is month 1 highlights. We went through opening day last videos. If you guys missed that, then go ahead and check that out. It was pretty fun opening day, as in we had nothing on October 1st. Now we'll go through the box scores that we have missed so far this week. So as you can see, the Enforcers did win their first game against the Hilltoppers, 108-102. The Hilltoppers now 0-2 after losing on opening night. Holland Corn led the way for the Hilltoppers of 28, 17, 7-8 for Parker Puff, 15, 4-3 for Eastern, 10-9 for Sullivan, and 9 for Shang. There's not a whole lot else going on there for the Hilltoppers. For the Enforcers, Will Trust came back with a vengeance in Season 2 in his opener. 35 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists, 7 steals, and no blocks. 16-6 from Mosley McAfee, 12-10 for Hawkins, and the rookie center that they drafted with the 19th overall pick out of Switzerland had 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. That is, of course, Louis Keller. 12 points for Gallagher, 8 for Sanders, as Stephen Morris only shot the ball 3 times, had 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. So not exactly all BSGL second team numbers like he was last year. I do believe, yep, he was all BSGL and All and DPOY and first team all defense. So he definitely looks like he needs to step it up, but they got the win, so that's what's important. The Moose went to New Orleans to play the Pandas and took a 6-point L, as we see Newman had 21 for the Pandas. He led the way. Midas Khan, first game back, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Huge game from him, nothing we're not used to seeing. 17 for Hayes, 15 for Sun Ming, 13 for Domercant, 11 for Ellington, and 9 and 12 for Alexander Walker. As then for the Moose, 25 points for Cy Gilbert, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Nice game from him on 9 of 14 shooting. The rookie Leo Preston played just 15 minutes and had 20 points tonight. He was, of course, the 12th overall pick by Minnesota. He has 20 points in his debut. Nothing but buckets for Preston, though. No rebounds, no assists, no steals, no blocks. He was 7 of 8, 2 of 2 from downtown. Nice game from him. 14 points for Holmes, 13 for Hanlon, 13 for Banks, 13 for Love, 12 and 9 for Farmer, 6 for Benningfield, 5 for Mix, as Gibbs came in and grabbed 10 rebounds, but they did take the L. The Titans defeat the Wolfpack in Milwaukee by 1 point. Kermit Leonard led the way for the Wolfpack with 24 and 9. Shackelford had 21, 11, 5 and 7 for Alan Smith, 14 for Thunderberg, 13 for Witherspoon, 12 for Anderson. As we can see that their 7th overall pick, Neil Roy, did not even play. They are still having him ride the pine. Maybe a work in progress type thing there, as Doug White came back with a huge game, 31 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 blocks, along with a steal. Figueroa had 17 points and a whopping 16 assists. That might be a season record in the very first game for Detroit, as Hardy had 16 as well, Manchunguana 15, 13 for Moncrief, and 12 for Green. As then going into the next game, so far the games that we have today, the Sharks defeated the Sting by 8 points. Brian Williams led the way for the Sting with 26, 16, and 10. That is a triple-double. 16 for Roach, 13 for Villa, 10 for Ronald, 9, 3, and 3 for Quigley, and 9 and 7 for Carson, as Will Mann played his first minutes of the season, as he got a couple of minutes on the bar since Garuba got injured, and he put in 8 points. Not a bad game from him. Tyler leads the way. Eric Tyler leads the way for the Sharks, 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. As Anderson was behind him with 21, Quentin Pope had 26 and 4. Not a great game, but definitely not a bad game, especially on 7 of 12 shooting. Narouche had 17, Gildreth Butler with 10 and 6. Tatum put in 9. As Randall Big Dick Kikanovich, put in 6 and 8. As his counterpart as center, Zogato, only put in 4 and 9. So maybe it's already time for a starting change. Maybe not this early. Ellis Jr. with 7, Tatum with 9. As then the Townhawks, right back to their losing ways. Boy, oh boy. They take yet another hard L, this one by 33 points. Not what you want to see in their first game back. DeJuan Jones had a clinic against them, 33 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, a block and a steal. Woodard with 20 and 9, Lumpkin with 14, Baldwin and Manning both with 11, as Mustafidin had 12. As Xander Myers had 16 points, 19 rebounds, not a bad game from him, 6 assists. We'd still like to see him maybe shoot the ball a little bit more, just 7 shots. He's supposed to be their leading player. As their rookie, drafted 5th overall, this is Galifianakis, had 13 points in his opener. It was clearly not enough to get them the win. Takashiki had 12, and Somerton had 10 as well. As then the Knights went to Houston to play the Predators. They take a 9-point loss in Houston. El Gallagher Jr. led the way for the Predators with 25, Snyder with 21, Ball with 15, 7, and 13. A nice game from him. Dandridge had 13 as well, 8, 7, and 3 for Price, 6 and 6 and 6 for Walker Kimbrough, 6 for Carmichael. Not a whole lot else going on. As for the Knights, Heinsohn led the way with 27, 11, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 8 of 25, and 4 of 17. Definitely not what you want to see shooting-wise, but still a nice game nonetheless. 19 for Bohannon, 10 for Wallace, 10 for Baxter, 8 for Zigaranovich. As we can see that Beefy Beefcake did not have a great opener, just 2 for 11, only 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. As he did have quite a few stats, but 2 of 11 is definitely not what you want to see, as we will finally head into our first game of the month. This is the Atlanta Legends at the Charlotte Cougars. So in this game, we have 6th overall pick, the power forward that is my dad, drafted by the Atlanta Legends. Darren Simpson will be playing this game. As here's Akibono Shang blocking Tarico Marks. He is now driving down the lane. He's going to go right at the rim, and he absolutely posters Simpson. My dad is welcome to the league in a big way, as Akibono Shing absolutely baptized him. And then Tarico Marks gets a nice 3 to tie this, or not tie this one up. It's now 3-6, as here's Shang fighting for the rebound. Main comes up with it, and then Shang just shucks Bumgarner and then grabs the offensive rebound and one. He is going crazy here in the beginning of this game. As here's Bumgarner inside again. Guess what? Shang sending another one back. Ends up in the hands of Snow. Snow goes into, of course, Akibono Shang, who slams it down with his right hand. 17-14 here early for the Cougars as they try to double Akibono here. No luck. He hits the hook shot. Here's Marks for the Legends driving inside. He goes up. He is fouled by Adams and one. He will head to the line for the free throw and knocks it down. Later in the game, 12-18, Shang inside again. He gets doubled this time back out to Adams, who knocks down the 3 ball. 12-21 now. As here's Russell Flynn, the rookie, finding Shang inside. And guess what? He's got yet another slam. 12-23 in favor of the Cougars. As here's Walker Kimbrough going inside to find Taylor. He passed up on getting blocked by Akibono Shang to find Taylor as he knocks it down. As here's Simpson on an offensive rebound. He gets fouled, couldn't quite get it up and over Akibono. As here is his first BSGL point from the line. A nice moment there for the young rookie, a.k.a. my dad. As here's Hurt, who just saw a little too much room, backed up, fired the 3, and knocks it down. As here's Snow driving inside. He's getting blocked by George, and then Cambridge blocked by George, and Snow blocked by George again. So Reggie George picks up 3 blocks in a matter of about 10 seconds, and it leads to a Torres 3 that is missed, and guess who comes up with the rebound? It's Reggie George, and he puts it in. So 3 blocks, a rebound, and 2 points there for Reggie George, as here he is driving around his man again, getting 2 more. Bumgarner, mid-range, no good. Guess who's got the rebound? It's Reggie George again. He's going crazy here at the end of the first half. As here's Bumgarner inside again. Another miss, another Reggie George rebound, and this time he's going to slam it home. Down to a 7-point game. As here's Shang, defended by Simpson. As Simpson poked it away, but Shang comes up with it again, pulls up in the mid-range, and knocks it down. Even when you get a steal off of this man, it still turns into points, as it's 35-30 now. Shang goes out to Cambridge, who knocks down the 3, and he let the crowd know. 30-38. As here's Reddish inside. He's getting stolen, or he's getting ripped by Honeycutt. Honeycutt out to Shang, who punches it home. He did get a speed downgrade in the offseason, as he still flies around everybody, and there's another Cougars slam. They're up 14 now. As Walker Kimbrough behind the back to Simpson for 3. He knocks it down. The first 3 of the rookie's career. Hopefully there's many more to come, but here's Shang letting him know that he still can't guard him in the post as he hits the easy left-handed hook shot. As here's Russell Flynn pulling up off the screen from Shang. No good. And then Shang puts it in. As we have not seen a whole lot from the Cougars rookie Russell Flynn, but here he is picking up a steal, and he's going to blow by his man and slam it home on the other end for his first BSGL points. As he gets them in a big way off the steal. As here's Shang just bodying Bumgarner, putting up the hook shot. Easy money. 21-point game. Shang again, this time against Marks. Just too easy for the big man. 23-point game. Shang this time finding Snow inside, and he gets an and one. As the Cougars continue to pile it on here, it's 37-63. As here's Torres finding Taylor inside for a nice slam, but that's just like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. As here's Shang getting double teamed, finds Adams outside. as somebody picked up a foul there, but it does not matter. Basket count. Shang again inside against Marks. Too easy. 30-point game. Now down to 26. Here's Cambridge. That's not Cambridge. She's going to fire a mid-range jumper. No good. And Shang goes down on the other end. So the Legends bringing it back the other way as they find Marks inside for an easy bucket. And Akibono Shang is down, as this will put a huge damper on this W if he is hurt, which he is. As here's the Legends finding a slam with 2 seconds left. They could have easily just held the ball, so maybe a little bit of bad blood here between the Legends and Cougars, as the Cougars do defeat them by 21 points, but it has to be bittersweet with the loss of Akibono Shang. So here we are checking out the box score for the Legends and Cougars game. The Charlotte Cougars did take this one 89-125 as Akibono Shang finished with 48 points, 31 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, 7 blocks, no turnovers. An absolute monster of a performance for him. Very close to a quadruple-double, easily had the triple-double, and no turnovers is absolutely wild. 15 for Adams, 14 for Ming, 10 for Hurt, 8, 9, and 5 for Snow, 6 for Cambid, 6 for Carvacho, 6 for Adams, as Russell Flynn had a nice 4-point game in his debut, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. Not a bad game from him at all, but this was all a little bittersweet, as Akibono Shang did go down in the game. We did see that, as we will check on his injury here. It is at a collapsed lung, so he will be out for 1 to 2 weeks. He is 88% healed apparently already, as he's projected to come back November 7th, so he might even be back for the next game. But Tarico Marks led the way for the Legends in this game with 33 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, no turnovers. 14 and 15 for Reggie Dord. Still like to see a little bit more shooting out of him, as he was 7 of 9 from the field. My freaking dad, Darren Simpson, a 6th overall pick, of course, to the Legends, had 9 points, 11 rebounds, just a point away from a double-double. Maybe needs to shoot the ball a little bit more. He was 2 for 4. Taylor had 6 points, 5 rebounds, 6 and 7 for Walker Kimbrough, 4 for Barros, 4 for Robinson Earl, as Bumgarner was all the way down here with 3 points, and he was 0 of 9. That dude is a cancer, if you ask me, as the Pioneers take an L to the Goblins, as they lost this one, or they beat the Goblins. Whoops, 139-108. 19 and 10 for Jamison, 18 for Wade Cage in his first game back, 17 for Red, 14 and 10 for Whitney, 14 for Abdulaziz, and 10 for Fisher, as Cade Cunningham led the way for the Pioneers, 26 points, 11 assists, 20 for Dent, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks for Denzel Spears on 8 of 13 shooting. Very good game for him, as Serman Kanuti, I'm going to guess that's how you say his name, out of Senegal, dropped a 19-point game, 18 for Billy Shaw, 16 for Hickson, 14 for Miller and Douglas. Some nice games from pretty well everybody there on the Pioneers team. So we'll go ahead into the next day, or not the next day, the next week. The Enforcers take an L to the Buzz, 90-119. Willingham led the way for the Buzz with 30.7 rebounds. DeAndre Johnson had 24 points, 20 rebounds, and 11 assists, a huge triple-double. 16 for Wagner and 14 for Worley Talbert, and 11 for the Big Show, the 26th overall pick out of Wichita State. Of course, was a pro wrestler. He was 5 of 9 with 11 points. Not a bad game for his debut. 9 and 6 for Astapkovich. Yep. 6 and 5 for Riders, 6 points and 10 rebounds for William Strong. Stephen Morris led the way for the Enforcers with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks. Will Tress behind him with 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 13 for Sanders, 11 for Threat, and 10 for Mosley McAfee. Louis Keller did not have a great debut. Was this his debut? No, this wasn't his debut. But he did not have a great game, as he had 7 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and was 3 of 11 shooting. As then for the next game, these Skyliners are continuing their losing ways, as the Houston Predators are out to a hot start, as they win this one 94-120 at home. Price had 19 points, 8 rebounds. Dandridge with 16 and 13. Snyder with 14. Dylan White, the 9th overall pick out of Syracuse, of course, the brother of All-Star Doug White, had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. 13, 5, and 21 assists for Kevin Ball. A monster amount of assists for Kevin Ball yet again. 13 for Parker, 11 for Walker Kimbrough, and 16 for O'Gallagher Jr. As then for the Skyliners, 31, 12, 2, 2, and 2 for Jean Francis. He was 11 of 19 from the floor. A huge game from him. 15 for Dambrauskas, the other big man down there. As there were 13 for Richards, and Jim Halpert, number 1 overall, had 12 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Not a bad game from him at all. No turnovers and 6 of 9 from the floor. They did still lose this game by 26, even with all of those good performances, as the Flamingos got a 1-0 start here against the Pioneers. They win 133-114. Kanye Jordan had a 26-point, 5-assist game. Achille Antonov back to his triple-double ways. He had 26 points, 17 rebounds, 14 assists. That is a triple-double, and 8 of 12 from the floor. 19 for Greenwalt, 15 for Stackhouse, 13 for the Najee, 12 for Carson, and then Stud Strawberry down here had 8 and 11. As Cade Cunningham again led the way for the Pioneers, 25 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, just one away from a triple-double. 19, 8, and 9 for Denzel Spears, also pretty close to his triple-double. He's shooting really well this year too. 17 for Miller, 12 for Douglas and Crucci, and then 10 for Hickson. As the Bison start off 1-0, they get a very tough win in Brooklyn. Not too many teams have won in Brooklyn. Evan Stone came back on fire with 40 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and then Dyson, of course, behind him with 25, 3, and 6. 14 for Kane, and 14 for Ernie Steele, the 28th overall pick out of Texas. He's looking like an absolute steal so far in the draft with 6 rebounds and 14 points on 7 of 13 shooting, 9 for Bajet and 8 for Fisher. As for the Bison, 29 points for Lamani Bates. He's been pretty much a bucket the whole time he's been in the league. 2 of 5 from the line is not too great, though, as Lu Feng had 25 and 6. Dwight Towers with 16 points, Strawberry with 15, Ahern with 14, Wright with 12, and Iguodala with 11, as Davis Reitzel had 12 assists. As there was nothing on the next day, so then we head into Townhawks Predators. As the poor Townhawks have still not figured it out, they take another L in Houston, this time a 14-point loss. Dandridge was doing it all tonight with 22 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks, no turnovers. Parker had 18 points, 5 rebounds. Walker Kimbrough 17 and 11. O'Gallagher Jr. 15. Kevin Ball with 14 and 8. Snyder with 13. Price with 8 and 10. As then for the Townhawks, Somerton had 26 points, Takashiki with 18, Myers with 18 and 9, Green with 14 and 12, a nice double-double. Kellogg with a double-double as well with 10 points, 11 rebounds. 7 for Winter, 6 for Williams Jr., as Galifianakis was 2 of 12 with 5 points, not his best performance. The 5th overall pick from Dartmouth could definitely do better. Geez, I can't talk. As the Apollos win their first game by 1 to the team that won the Western Conference last year, the Blaze. They win this one in Arizona, 131-130. B.J. Riley had 39 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, a huge game from him. 18 for Johnson, 15 and 12 from Richmond, 13 from Alabaster and Brooks, 10 from Pittsnoggle, 9 from Baker, as you can see the rest there. As for the Apollos, Hayden Oakley had 40 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 21 for M.J. Hart, and 6 assists, a nice game from him. 16 from Brown, 15 from Blue, as Carson Gaines, the 2nd overall pick out of Evansville, had 11 points, 3 assists, no turnovers, but was 4 of 13 from the floor. That's not great, but not honestly awful for a debut. 10 for Peters, and then you can see the rest, as they did get the win. So then the Skyliners play again, and they lost this one only by 52 points. They get absolutely blown out by the Minnesota Moose, 94-146. Banks had 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Cy Gilbert with 28, 15, 5, 3, and 2. A huge game from him. 22 from Holmes, 19 and 9 from Farmer, 12 of 10 for Hanlon, a double-double. As Preston, their rookie, had 8 points and grabbed a rebound as well. As we can see, the Luigi did not quite get into the game. Maybe one of these days, Luigi. As for the Skyliners, Richard had 25, Dambrauskas had 18, Solomon with 14, Jean Francis with just 14 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists. Still a pretty good game, but had 7 turnovers, so not great by his standards. 9 for Duhon, and then Jim Halpert had 8, 3, and 4. Not great, especially on 7-11 from the field. As now Huskies Hilltoppers. The Huskies win their first game against the Hilltoppers as the Hilltoppers fall to 0-3, losing this home game by 13 to the Huskies. 17 points for Holland Corn, 15 for Sullivan, 14, 6, and 12 for Parker Puff, 14 for Leto, 12 for Bowen, 11 for Eastern. As Owen Bradley had 36 points, 11 rebounds, 13 for Raven and Justice, 12 for Tubbs Martin, the 15th overall pick out of North Dakota State, the 5'10", 350-pound high flyer, 10 for Jackson, and then 8 and 13 for Santos de Oliveira. As going into the next game, we can see that the Royals defeated the Hilltoppers by 4 points. A nice game for the Royals to get to 1-0. R.J. Miller led the way for the Pioneers, 24 points, 18, 7, and 12 for Spears, 16 for Douglas, 16 for Youngman, 15 for Hickson, 11 for Cunningham and Shaw. As for the Royals, Rich Mack led the way with a huge 40-point, 12-rebound performance. He was 20 of 23 from the floor with 2 blocks. Kenny Dimes with 19, 14, and 16, another triple-double for him. Ed Weber had 16, Tim Tebow came in and even put in 15 off the bench. He was the 29th overall pick, 15 points, 8 assists. They'll definitely take that production from him, especially on 19 minutes. 13 for Rodgers and Raven. As I do apologize for the quick cut there, but we are headed into our second game of the month. This is the Memphis Knights hosting the Washington White Whales as Ivan Heinsohn opens it up with a quick jumper. 2-0 Knights here early. As here's Heinsohn inside. He's going to jam one home and rattle the whole building there as he slammed that one home. As Ivan Heinsohn again mid-range jumper this time, as he has 6 of the Knights 8 points, and they're already up to a 6-point lead. As here he is running the floor, this time going to Baxter, who hits the transition 3 like it's nothing. 2-13 Knights here early. As here's Del Negro going inside, and Ivan Heinsohn says no. So Baxter now coming the other way, looking around, goes right around Moses Moon, pull up in the mid-range, and it's good. 2-15 now in favor of the Knights. Here's Del Negro off the screen going around his man. He's going to punch one home. 4-15 now. Here's Salmon's little fadeaway jumper. No good, but Moses Moon, it was 8th overall pick, that traded to the White Whales, has got his first BSGL points. As there he is getting another rebound, as that's a big way to get his first points on a putback. As here is O'Hay going inside. He's going to drive past everybody on the break, and he will get the and one. He would miss the free throw, though. Here's Tillman trying to post up the rookie Moon. Pump fake, pass fake, goes up, and Moon says no. A nice block there from Moon as he goes behind the back, now driving it down the court. He's going to square up against Beefcake, go to the corner, and he missed, but Moon's there to slam it home. Some great play there from Moses Moon. A great pass, a great block, and a great putback. As here's O'Hay getting the screen from Salmons, who faded to the three-point line, and he knocks it down. A great pass from O'Hay. Just a 4-point game now as Tillman's inside. He goes up and gets it to fall. And one for Xavier Tillman as he's at the line, knocks down the free throw. 17-14 now, 21-26. Still Knights lead as Del Negro goes right around a man, and he's going to throw down another one. 23-28 now in the Knights' favor. Baxter over to Zigaranovich in the corner. Nobody got to him in time, and he knocks down the three. 23-35 now, still Knights. There's a bounce pass inside to Wallace, who couldn't hit it. Wallace gets his own rebound and puts it in, this time with the foul. He will hit the free throw as well. 23-38 now, 25-38. As here's Heinsohn just backing Butterfield down and then easily hitting the jumper over top of him. Just too much height. As it's a 15-point game as Boyd finally gets going here in the second half as he knocked down the three to push the lead back down to 12. And here he is picking up the steal against Zigaranovich. He's going to throw it, falling out of bounds to Guerrero, who puts it up and in. 31-40 now as he knocks down the free throw. And with 5 minutes left in the third, it's an 8-point game. Now it's back out to 10 at the end of the third. And Ivan Heinsohn still scoring at will, 36-48. As however, the lob to Salmons as the Afro throws it down. 42-51. Here's Heinsohn inside again with a big-time slam. Back up to an 11-point game now at 13. As here's Boyd in the mid-range, knocked down from the top of the free throw arc. So here he is driving again, this time whipping it out to Johnson, who knocks down the three. Believe that was Johnson, as it's down to an 8-point game. White Whales back on offense. He's working on Zigaranovich again, gets a screen from Butterfield, pull up from the free throw line, knocks it down. 6-point game with 3 minutes to go. Can the White Whales complete the comeback? Well, not if Boyd has to keep guarding Heinsohn in the post. He's just too small compared to that absolute giant as he pulls up in the mid-range again and knocks it down. Still an 8-point game, but less than 2 minutes to go. As here's Zigaranovich finding Heinsohn inside again, and it's back to a 10-point game as it's now at 9 after 1 of 2 from the line by the White Whales, and Heinsohn is still scoring at will. As that one might be the nail in the coffin, back to an 11-point game. MB with the step-back mid-range jumper couldn't quite get the feet behind the line as it was a 9-point game, back up to 11. Heinsohn, as that's the dagger. 56-67 will be your final score from Memphis as the Knights pick up their first win on the season, and the White Whales fall, of course, to 0-1. The game we just saw, the White Whales do fall to the Memphis Knights as Ivan Heinsohn had 38 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Tillman with 21 and 16, Wallace with 20 and 21, Zigaranovich with 12, Baxter with 12 and 10, Bohannon had 6 and 12 as Beefcake was 0 of 5, not the greatest debut from the third overall pick. For the White Whales, MB led the way with 27 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Del Negro behind him with 10, along with Moses Moon with a 10.8 rebound performance. They did trade up for him in the draft, so not a horrible performance from the rookie out of Long Island in his debut. So he did have 5 blocks as well with no turnovers, 10 points for O'Hay, 10 for Salmons. As Gus Hefflinger definitely is a better performance. He played 30 minutes, had 6 points, 17 rebounds is nice, but 3 of 12 could definitely be improved upon. So checking at the box scores on the rest of the week, the Moose defeat the Goblins by 10 points in Denver. Jamison led the way for the Goblins with 21 points, 18 for Red, 16 for Flowers, 14 for Willis, and 10 for Stevens. As Wade Cage just had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, but only shot the ball 5 times for some reason. Definitely need to get his shot production up a little bit more. 27 points and 16 rebounds for Farmer, a huge game from him on 13 and 19 shooting. 22 and 15 for Gilbert, 11 for Hanlon, Banks, Holmes, and then 10 for Preston, the rookie. A nice game from him, and 9 and 10 from Shamie Mix. As the Legends get their first win on the year as they play the Dallas Wranglers in Dallas. A 3-point victory as Lamar Shelton came out on fire with 29 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. As Lamar Outlaw got hurt in this game, he bruised his hip, so he will be out 2 to 4 weeks. Not what you want to see if you are a Dallas fan, but 17 for him still nonetheless, 17 for Porter as well. Not a whole lot else going on there for the Wranglers. As Reggie George put in 19 points, 23 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Pretty big game from him. 16 and 8 from Taylor, 16 from Bumgartner, 12 and 6 from Reddish. As my dad put in 11 points, 7 rebounds. Nice game from him, and 9 from Marks. As we go into the next game, the Apollos lose this one 100 to 114 to the Bison in Oklahoma City. As Bates put in 26 points, 11 rebounds, 23 and 11 for Fung, 19 for Wright, 11 for Ahern and Iguodala, and then 10 for Strawberry. As for the Apollos, Hayden Oakley led the way again with 21 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks, 20 for Brown, 17 for Blue, 12 for Appling, and then 8 for Carson Gaines, and 7 for MJ Hart. As then on November 3rd, the Apollos lose again, this time to the Royals. Kenny Dimes puts in 39 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. As Rich Mack put in 35 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, and 23 for Rogers. So the big three there for the Royals definitely doing their work there as they get the 10-point win. 24 and 10 with 6 rebounds for Hayden Oakley, and then 18 and 7 for Carson Gaines. Not a bad game from him either. Blue behind them with 16, Hart with 13, and then Felder with 11 and 10. So on the next day, the Buzz fall to the Cobras. The Cobras get their first win of the season, 113-141. Evan Stone drops 63 points. Holy cow. He hit 10 threes and 15 free throws, along with 4 rebounds and 9 assists. That'll definitely get him a win. 16 and 11 for Dyson, 16 for Kane, 15 for Teague, and then 9 down here for Bosch and Ernie Steele. As DeAndre Johnson had 20 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double, 18 and 10 for Wagner, 14 for Warley Talbert, 13 and 11 for William Strong, and then 11 more for the Big Show. As the Pandas defeat the Bison for the Bison's first loss of the season in Oklahoma City, Ahern led the way for the Bison with 22, 19 for Towers, 13 for Bates and Carter, 12 and 10 for Lou Fung, and then 12 for Strawberry and 10 for Davis Reitzel. Kahn led the way for the Pandas, of course, with 27 points, 9 rebounds, 11 assists, just 1 away from a triple-double, 23 for Newman, 15 for Domerkant and Majabah, 14 for Sunming, and 11, 10, and 12 for Alexander Walker. That is a triple-double, and then 8 and 12 for Houston. As then the Wolfpack still can't seem to figure it out either. They lose in San Diego 107-139. That is a 32-point loss. 26 for Narouche, 21 and 4 for Anderson, 25 and 11 for Quentin Pope, a double-double, 15 for Ellis Jr., 13 for Gildreth Butler, and then 12, 9, and 5 for Randall Big Dick Kikanovich, the rookie center out of Gonzaga. They drafted him with the 14th overall pick after they took Moses Moon with the 8th and then traded back to the White Whales. And then Tatum, 12, Zagato, 10. Alan Smith led the way for the Wolfpack, 19, 8, and 8, 19 and 8 for Carter, 16 and 9 for Kermit Litter, 13 for Thunderberg, 12 for Anderson, 11 for Shackelford. As still their rookie point guard Neil Roy has not played in the game yet, as that will take us to our Week 3 game, the Brooklyn Cobras at the Oakland Townhawks. The Townhawks were the worst team in the league last year with a record of 7-22. The worst team in the league by far, as no other team even lost more, or no other team won less than 10 games, and the Cobras had the second best record in the league, just a game behind the Royals. As here's Takashiki getting a steal from Kane, though, as he's going to punch one home, and the Townhawks are up 6 points here 4 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Evan Stone cutting in as he passed it to Majabah, who gives it right back to him in a big-time slam. 4 points already for Evan Stone as it's 10-12. He's going to nail the 3 as well to put his team up 1. He's got 7 points in the game already. He's got more than half his team points. There's a nice steal from Galifianakis. As Harrington goes the other way, he's going to go up. He's going to miss, and Myers is there. to punch it home. A nice steal by the rookie Galifianakis to set up that play as Stone continues to score at will on the other end, 15-16. As here's Stone going around Galifianakis inside to the rookie Ernie Steele, the big man out of Texas who punches it down. Gotta love the man from Backyard Baseball. As Evan Stone just made his man look silly there and hits yet another mid-range jumper, 19-16, now 21-16. As here's Somerton backing it out, got a little too much room at the arc, decides to pull and knocks it down. So 21-19, now 29-27. Here's Evan Stone again, this side inside to Big E, and he punches it home. As I'm going to start calling him Big E because I have no idea how to say his name. As boy, we just missed a doozy of a play there as Stone spun inside, went up with the left, finished with the right, gets an and one. He is going off here in this game. As there's Big E again inside, going up and punching it all over the Townhawks. 38-27 as the Cobras get a 9-0 run in the last minute 20. Stone again just working his man, goes up mid-range. Guess what? It's money. Nothing but net. 46-33. Here's Galifianakis, who had a lane, decides to pull it back out for three and knocks it down. We know that he wants to hit the three, and he does there. Or maybe his first points in the BSGL as Stone gets an easy bucket inside against Myers. 12-point game. How about another three from Evan Stone? No good, but guess who's there to rebound? It's Ernie Steele. Their steal of a draft pick at the 28th pick. Gets a nice offensive rebound, as even when Evan Stone doesn't score, somebody for the Cobras does, as Stone hits yet another jumper. 14-point game into the fourth quarter. Stone inside, goes up with the right and finishes with the left yet again. 14-point game. Here's Stone going to Dyson. Dyson right back into Stone, who elevates for the jam. 20-point game now with 2:09 to go. Stone again inside. He's punching yet another one with both hands. Still a 20-point game as here he is getting the screen from Big E as he drops it off to him, and Big E goes up and one for the big man. 67 out of 44, as your final score will be 68-44, and the Cobras prove to still be a dominant team as they take out the Oakland Townhawks in Oakland, 68-44. So here we are checking out the box score on the game. The Cobras do defeat the Townhawks 117-75. The Townhawks' woes continue into Season 2. As Takashiki dropped 25 for him, Somerton had 19. Xander Myers had just 7 points on 2 of 10 shooting and 15 rebounds. 6 for Galifianakis, as he was 2 of 12, and then 6 for Winters as well. Not a whole lot else to harp on there. As Evan Stone continues to absolutely dominate here in the opening part of the game. We can see in his first, 3 games, 4 games, where was recent games? In his first 3 games, he's had a 42-point game, a 40-point game, a 63-point game, a 59-point game. And in this one, he had a triple-double with 10 rebounds and 10 assists. He is absolutely torching the league right now. This guy, yeah, you can try to say his name, I'm not gonna. Had 19 points, 11 rebounds. Dyson had 9. Bosch had 6 and 15. Ernie Steele came in and played 17 pretty good minutes with 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks. As going into the next game, the Blaze lose yet again, this time to the Detroit Titans, as Moncrief had 37 points for the Titans. That is Wilson Moncrief, 23 and 11 for Doug White, 20 for Figueroa, 17 for Manchiguana, 13 for Carpenter, and 10 for Hardy. As for the Blaze, 27 and 7 for B.J. Riley, 19 for Johnson, 17 for Baker, 13 for Copeland, and 12 for Evans. As the Predators are still continuing to play winning basketball, they win this game in Atlanta by 9 points. Marks had 27 for the Legends. He's looking like he might be their leading scorer this year. 24 points and rebounds for Reggie George on 10 of 20. 15 for Reddish, 10 for Baumgartner-Taylor and Robinson Earl, and then 8 and 5 for my daddy-o. As the Predators, Snyder led the way for them with 21 points, 17, 8, and 12, and with 6 steals for Kevin Ball on just 9 shots. Really nice game from him. 17 for Price, 15 for O'Gallagher Jr., 15 for Parker, 12 and 13 for Dandridge. As the Buzz took a 9-point L to the Hustlers in Baltimore. The Hustlers win their opening game, 35 points, 14 rebounds for Rob Duncan with a steal and a block. Nice game from him. 28, 4, and 4 for Natchbar. These two are definitely the leading force for the Hustlers. Abdul Wahad had 19, Reed had 8, Hamilton and Babcock both with 7, as Will Kendrick had 2 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists in his opening game, was just 1 of 3, so maybe he needs to take a couple more shots, but his counterpart at point guard, Fabian Perisic-Jippy, did not do too well either. As Wagner had 20 points for the Buzz, led the way, 18 for Ryder, 12, 10, and 13 for DeAndre Johnson, another triple-double, 12 for Onan, who, let's see if we Yep, he did not play a big role for the Buzz last year, but 11 for Willingham. As we go into the next day, the Royals are taking L in Dallas to the Wranglers. Lamar Shelton had 24, 11, and 12 as they won this game, even without Lamar Outlaw. 24 for Hammonds, 13 for White, 11 for Porter, and 11 for 15 for Witherspoon. A nice game from Lamar Shelton to get the win, even without his best second option. Rich Mack with 27 and 18 in this game. Rogers with 20. Tim Tebow even put in 14, 3 and 3, looking like the surprise of the draft so far, averaging 12 points and 5 rebounds, and he was picked at 29th. 11 for Van Breda-Kolff, 9 for Weber, 8, 5, and 14 for Kenny Dimes on just 4 of 13 shooting. Not a great night for him. As on the 6th, the Buzz defeat the Hilltoppers as the Hilltoppers are handed their 4th loss of the year. They're now 0-4 and reeling as Stan Sullivan led the way with 23 points, 17 for Bowen, 16, 12, and 14 for Parker Puff. A nice triple-double from him, 10 for Hollencorn and Childs, as Wagner had 22, 20, 10, and 10 for DeAndre Johnson with 2 steals and 5 blocks. A triple-double for him, 19 for Astapkovich, always have to say his name slow, 13 for William Strong, 11 and 12 for Willingham. His big show, the rookie, was down here with 5, 3, and 3 as he was 1 of 5 from the floor. As then on the 7th, this is the 7th, right? Yeah, the 7th, the Predators up to 5-0. They beat Achille Antonov and the Flamingos by 11 in Miami. Achille Antonov finished with 38 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, a steal, and a block. A huge game from him. Nothing like we're not used to seeing. Another triple-double. 17 for Stackhouse, 15 for Green, 13 and 11 for Strawberry. As for O'Gallagher Jr., he had 19. Snyder had 19. 15 and 10 for Dandridge and 14 for Walker Kimbrough, as Kevin Ball had 10 points, 9 rebounds, and 16 assists. Another good game from him. And the rookie Dylan White put in 11 with 8 assists. As now, we're not quite ready to head into our last game, as the Apollos take another L to the Wranglers. The Wranglers now 2-1. They win their second game without Lamar Outlaw. As Hammonds led the way this time with 24 points, 21, 8, and 6 for Porter, 17, 12, and 11. That's a triple-double for Lamar Shelton, 15 for Lambert, and 12 and 12 for Ruffin Pratt. As R.J. Ballou put in 19, 16 for McCoy, 14 for Brown, 14 for Carson Gaines with 6 assists, as Hayden Oakley had just 13 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 for M.J. Hart. As we will now head into our last game of the first month of highlights, as we're only going to do, we only got through 3 weeks. I decided to do 2 games for this last week so we could see the Skyliners and the San Diego Sharks play. I was going to do this Skyliners game against the Brigade next week, but we've already seen the Brigade once, and so we want to see the Sharks play. So then our primetime game will be in this next week, and that will pretty well get us through this entire week. So let's go ahead and head into this game, and then we will check out all the player of the weeks and stuff like that. Let's get into the game. More top draft picks on display here in New York, as we will see number 1 overall shooting guard Jim Halpert for the Skyliners play number 14 over Randall Big Dick Kikanovich for the San Diego Sharks. I almost said New Orleans Sharks for some reason. As here's their best player, Quentin Pope, going inside, going up as he gets the layup to fall. 2-2 now early in the first. As there's a man going inside, no good. John Francis there for the rebound. Look at how big he is just in comparison to everybody else inside. As here's Quentin Pope putting all sorts of moves on in the mid-range. He finally goes up after a step back and a pump fake. Goes up with the right, gets it to fall. As here's Zogado going to Gildreth Butler in the face of Dambrowskis. Knocks down the 3. 9-4 early here for the Sharks. As there's a pass inside to Duhan, who elevates for the jam. His chest was at rim height there as he punches that one home. 11-9. Here is a man open for 3. I couldn't quite see his name. I think that is Sheldon Sharp for the Skyliners as he knocks down the 3. There's a man driving inside as there's Randall Big Dick Kikanovich putting in the nice little tip in his first BSGL points as they tried to go inside to John Francis, but Kikanovich says no as he blocks the Giant. Now on the other end, here's Kikanovich backing him down. He's going to pull up the fadeaway, and he knocks it down. So Kikanovich already looking like an all-star after blocking the all-BSGL first-team center, John Francis. There's a 3 at the end of the quarter, and that one falls for the Skyliners. So we will have a 6-point game going into the second half as here's Duhan going up. No good, but John Francis is there to slam it home. A big-time slam there as Duhan goes up again, and he's got a slam. 31-27. Gildreth Butler inside goes to Anderson. Anderson, no good. Zogado there for the rebound, puts it in, and 1. Now a 6-point game, make it 7 off the free throw from Zogado. So now the Sharks' next possession. Here's Kikanovich given the screen as he fades to the three-point line, and the big man knocks down the three. 37-29 now, 41-31. Here's Sheldon Sharp again for three. He's going to knock down another three, this time at the top of the key. 42-34 as the Skyliners go inside to Jean Francis. He knocks down the little layup. 6-point game. Here's Kikanovich this time driving inside as he lays it up with the left hand. Fooled Jean Francis there as he thought he was going in. How about another three from Sheldon Sharp? Why not? His third of the game falls, and it's down to a 3-point game as here's Quentin Pope working on Sharp inside. He kicks it out, and a knockdown jumper from 31. I couldn't quite see his name either. There's now 5 seconds left in the third. Here's Pope against Sharp. He's just going to pull up from way downtown. A Damian Lillard-style pull, and the Sharks go up 17 into the fourth, now up 15. Here's Pope. Let's make it, that's 9, never mind, I'm high, not 15. As Duhan goes to Dambrauskas, who gets an and one on the inside. 9-point game. I don't know what I was thinking with my quick math there, but Dambrauskas knocks down the free throw. 8-point game, still in the Sharks' favor. Here's Gildreth Butler finding Pope for yet another three. He knocks this one down from the wing. 63-52 now. As here's Halpert. Little step back in the mid-range. He misses it. There's Jean Francis for the rebound as he throws it down easily. It's a very, very easy thing to do when you're the height of 7'7", like 7'10" with that afro, as Gildreth Butler knocks down the three. So here's Duhan over on the wing for three. He got a screen from Francis and he was open. Knocks it down. 68-59 now with a minute to go. There's a three from Solomon. Ruben Solomon, the sixth man of the year. Knocks it down as here's Halpert in transition. No good. Duhan rebound. Puts it up and good. 4-point game with 43 seconds to go. Sharks have to get it up the court. There's Gildreth Butler getting double teamed. He's looking around. Halpert guarding. He goes to Zogado, who knocks down the falling away jumper. So now 6-point game, 32 seconds left. And the Skyliners need a bucket. They go into Jean, who goes to Duhan under the goal, and he puts it in. Back to a 4-point game. And the Sharks would miss a free throw as they go back into Duhan, who misses his first one. Goes up again, gets blocked. Francis gets the rebound, puts it up and in. And one for Jean Francis, who knocks down the free throw. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-point game, so Gildreth Butler would go to the line. He would hit his first, miss his second. So the Skyliners with a chance to tie here with 20 seconds left. Here is Solomon driving on Gildreth Butler. He's got all sorts of people inside as Jean Francis goes up and slams it home on Zogado, so they have to foul again. They went for the quick two. This time Gildreth Butler hits both, so it's back to a 3-point game. With 10 seconds left, they have to go the full length of the floor with no timeouts. Duhan goes over to Solomon, back to Dambrauskas, back to Duhan as nobody wants to shoot at the end of the game, and Zogado comes up with the rebound, and that will be all she wrote from New York as the San Diego Sharks come in to the Garden and get a win here, 74-71, a real nail-biter, as you've got to like what you saw if you're a Sharks fan from the rookie Big Dick Kikanovich, even though they did not get the win, as he definitely outplayed the number 1 overall pick, Jim Halpert, and you'll tell that by the box score. So here we are checking out the box score on the game. The Sharks do, of course, defeat the Skyliners by 5 in regulation. Duhan for the Skyliners drops 33. John Francis had 26 and 31 rebounds, along with 5 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Sheldon Sharp had 16, 15 for Solomon, 10 for Richards, 8 for Dambrauskas, 8 for Davis, and Jim Halpert had a whole 0 points in 32 minutes and was 0 of 7 from the field. For the Sharks, Gildreth Butler led the way with 34 points and 7 assists, 32 points and 7 rebounds for Quentin Pope, 25 and 17 for Zogado, and then 15 and 16 for Randall Big Dick Kikanovich, along with 2 blocks. Nice game from him. As we go into the next game, the Shift defeat the Huskies by 7. The reigning champs do get a win. Owen Bradley drops 30 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Thornburn with 16, Boomshay with 14, Aflalo with 13 and 10, and then Chubbs Martin with 13, Justice with 10 as well. Foster led the way for the Shift, 24 points, 16 rebounds. Haley was behind him with 18, Coleman with 14, Long 13, Cousins 13 and 9, Douglas 11, Little and Towns both had 10. And then the Royals do take an L to the Legends. They lose this one by 9 in Atlanta. Reggie George leads the way for the Legends with 31 points, 17 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Tarico Marks behind him with 28 points, 14 for Taylor, 13 for Adair, 10 for Walker Kimbrough, 9 for Reddish, and then my father had 5, 5, and 5. As Bumgarner went a whole 1 of 6, he continues to be pretty terrible. this season. As for the Royals, Rogers up there with 26 points, along with Dimes also with 26, Rich Mack with 21 and 15. They continue to be a very nice three-headed dragon, three-headed monster, whatever, three-headed something up there in Anaheim. As Tim Tebow, the rookie, had a 9-point game, and Van Bredekolff had 9 and 6. As that does it for month 1 of highlights and box scores, as we will now check the injury report and see who all has gotten hurt. Bumgarner has a spinal injury, and that's pretty well does it for him for the season. 4 to 6 months, that's a long time. Honestly, that might help the Legends because he's been pretty terrible. As let's just take a look. Yeah, he's shooting a whole 35% this season. Yeah, that might help them. Garuba's still out. Lamar Outlaw, of course, still out. Thaddeus Ellis Jr. for the Sharks is out. Rex Worley-Tolbert for the Buzz is out. And JoJo Abdulaziz for the Goblins. Isaiah Witherspoon. And that pretty much does it. All these guys should be back relatively soon, except for Bumgarner. That is pretty much our first season-ending injury. He might come back if we have if the Skyliners make the playoffs. As Player of the Week thus far, Akibono Shang wins Eastern Conference, and then DeJuan Jones Western. Akili Antonov and B.J. Riley both won it, and Evan Stone and Midas Khan have all 6 won it. And then Player of the Month, we do not quite have a Player of the Month since we haven't been through one whole month of play, because they don't give one out for October. So that will do it here for month 1 of highlights in the BSGL. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. The next video will be our first ever primetime game. That will be the Orlando Apollos at the Indianapolis Shift. We've got to watch their ring ceremony, and it will be a nice thing to see how Carson Gaines, the number 2 overall pick, stacks up against the league champions. So thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.